is Saturday, April 18th, and there's a lot of severe weather that's coming and a bunch of snow stuff that's coming. I'm talking blizzards in Arkansas. There's a lot of another typhoon form. Temperature's freezing, a big frost. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so our first thing we have to look at is Ryan Holleyall's website. So we can see that, it's gonna, for the next couple of days, it's not gonna be, too, it's gonna be pretty low, Not until Thursday. I mean, we're still keeping an eye on Thursday, but, But, today, yeah, we're gonna post a video. Yep, I'm recording it right now. Tomorrow, well, actually, guys, I'm getting pretty busy, so videos are really not likely this week. I am not gonna lie. We're probably not gonna post that much videos this week because I'm so busy this week. Holy. But same as Ryan, so I might not be able to cover Thursday, but this is what's happening, down to the plains. It's warm, cool and moist air, all the frost. That's causing a couple tornadoes down there in the Texas plains. But yeah, Tennessee scores, it's gonna be a quiet week, It's pretty quiet, I am not gonna lie. But, yeah, let's get straight in the radar, but I just want to talk about yesterday. Yesterday was a Category 5, one of the worst severe weather days that we're gonna get maybe all year. I mean, it was definitely bad. Let's look at the damage. Damage from tornadoes last night. And it's not gonna be too good. I mean, I'm not trying to scare anyone, but we got some tornado hits the village Lena. We got a lot of people, without homes. So the Y'all Squad's on the road right now. You guys can go to y'allsquad.org. We actually raised 110. Wait, what? Y'all Squad.org. How much did we donate last night? I think we donated like $10,000, which is good. We're getting a lot of people. Homes and stuff, and you're helping people. So consider dropping a few bucks in there if you can. We're not forcing you to. It's just you can help out if you can do that. But yeah, it would help if you guys can donate. The Y'all Squad's already showing up, so there's a lot of members, in there too. So yeah, you guys can check that out, the y'allsquad.org. But $10,000 is crazy. All right, let's get to radar now. There's a lot to talk about. Winter storms, yeah, all of that. All right. So we can see on the radar right now. You can see, what is all that blue in my face? Well, you see that blue. What the hell is that? Well, what this is, how do I get this off? So what this is this frost advisory, okay, and freeze watch. So temperatures are expected to get pretty cold, we can see over here. It's expected to get pretty cold, A frost all around. It's supposed to frost stuff, and there's also big freeze watches, which if you're planting, it's gonna be very good. The weather, I would recommend stop doing that and get it covered by the next couple hours. I would do that because once you wake up tomorrow, you're gonna see a bunch of frost. Especially if you go to like a rubber playground, you're gonna see it's gonna be like snow but frost. So it also might be expected to snow possibly, but you guys gotta watch out. But we can see a little bit of snow and a couple inches of snow. Even we can also see, but What's also stopping this to happen is storms in a huge jet stream that's shooting up right over here, which is coming out the Gulf of Mexico, down over here in New Orleans. And what it's doing, what's happening with this is it's shooting up all the way to the frost, all these storms, which is gonna get pretty warm. The warm's gonna collide with this. All the frost is gonna melt. It's gonna be all wet and cause flooding and all that. But I mean, this is gonna cause weird stuff, and weird stuff is gonna happen. I can tell you that. Some weird stuff is gonna happen. Just want to tell you, there's gonna be some weird stuff happening. A lot of flood warning, you know. A bunch of flood advisory, flood warning. So watch out for a little bit of flooding. A lot of flooding on my map. You can see that. But there's a lot of stuff. All right. But that's you know, that's just all what's gonna happen. But let me show you guys what the outlooks and all that, and what's gonna really happen the next couple days. Okay. Let me get all this ready. So, before, you know, we talked all about that. Alright, but look at our category. I know it's late. It's 9:07 already. But you can see there's a little bit of a general risk, you know, right along. And then little small risks. And, yeah, there's just possible risks. But, that's categorical. But if we talk about, you know, we're probabilistic, you know, there's, you know, really nothing. Well, we really gotta talk about day 6. So this is Thursday when this big stuff all reloads again, okay? So this is all gonna reload, you know. It's all gonna reload. So we're expecting a couple tornadoes, maybe. We can't really tell because it is very early to tell this. It's almost a week away, but what's probably gonna happen with this is we're gonna see a couple storms and stuff, you know. I mean, but this is obviously, you know, this is accurate. But right here, you're going to see a couple storms, severe thunderstorm warnings on Thursday, which we're probably not going to have to cover this. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's not going to be that effective. But, like, if it really is, we will have to go live for this and stuff, but it doesn't look too bad. But the thing that's going to stop that is all the frost and stuff. But that's all, like, the tornado stuff. I mean, it's not really anything with the tornadoes and stuff because it's so early to tell. But if we go to excessive rainfall, sorry, my mic glitched out. Excessive rainfall. There is going to be a lot of, you know, heavy rainfall that's going to come down. This is probably going to spread up over in the northeast. But high winds also can cause this. Can cause this. If the wind is so hard, it can cause the wind and stuff to happen here. But if you know this rainfall, heavy rainfall, can also stop fire that's going on, which we'll talk about. But we can see there's gale right here, which, you know, this is high winds, which this is gonna cause. This is a big, you know, little rainfall spot. You know, we can see that, but just watch out for this, a little bit of flooding, especially with the gale. But then up here, a little bit of a rain that can come over there. Day 2, it's just down here, but this is pretty much from Mexico, because it's going to storm there tomorrow. Then this actually spreads up here, because all this gale, and it's supposed to be a coastal overflow between the oceans, since all the gale and stuff. This is going to rise, and heavy rainfall is going to happen with that. And day 4 moves down there. In day 5, there's nothing. So watch out for some excessive rainfall, because that can really affect people. So, I mean, we can see there's a lot of snow coming. Possible snow amount, which what we're talking about over here is Minneapolis. And up here, there's expected to be a little bit of snow that we'll see, because it's going to get very cold, especially, it's even going to be cold in Mexico, which, you know, that's very, you know, surprising. you know, what's happening over here in Alaska, we'll get to that. I know. It looks a little crazy there. But just these are winter weather areas. Just look for some winter weather. But we have to talk about that's not something that's non-weather related. But okay, before we get to the other forecast, let me show you guys something. So, have you guys ever looked for, you know, digital meteorologists on YouTube? You know, you don't know how to find it. Well, let me show you how to do that. Okay, so what you have to do, alright, so you go on the YouTube, wherever you have the app, where search up meteorology, okay? So meteorology, alright, look at all this. You get all the weather. You can find some channels, view the channels, you know, get all this. But if you're looking for people, you know, who stream this and stuff and are not really on the news, well, let me show you a couple recommendations. My first one is the one I actually watch the most and follow. I actually do two, but Ryan Holiall is my first one. You know, great meteorologist, weather-wise, you know. Recommend watching him. He streams for a while. Y'all Squad, he made all that, and yeah. Another person I also follow along with is Max Velocity. He's also another great guy. But you guys can watch him. This guy has some fun content there. Ryan Holiall just has weather, but you guys can find some fun stuff on here. You know, Q&As and stuff. There's a lot of stuff on this channel. If you want to go to, you know, more like training meteorologists, like, you can search up TRG Tornado. This is one of them. There's still more. If you're looking, you know, someone who's a little more less quality type streams, this is TRG Tornado. He has some good videos, you know. He's lower quality with the videos, and someone who's probably the best with this guy's a young guy. He's only in high school, so don't be mean to him if his content's not great. Cruz Haynes, I mean, he's popular weather. He has a couple good videos, you know. He's definitely trying to get there, okay? He has some good videos on there, okay? He's trying to get popular. We can see, and you guys can help him out. But tell me some other people, because there probably is some other people that I don't know about. So, back to weather-wise, and back to the radar. Alright, so let's come back to the, you know, let's go, before we get to all the crazy weather and stuff, why didn't everything just restart? Before we get all the crazy, you know, stuff, we have another start of tropical cyclone formation. We have another risk of tropical cyclone formation, which a couple days ago, you know, we had all of this. But now it's high surf advisory, small craft. Now it's just small craft with high waves. But this pink is a little more bad, but that's obviously. But this was a form of a typhoon, but another form of a typhoon is out here, which this is, again, in the Philippine Sea. So, this is going to happen. This is actually right by Hawaii. You see there's small craft, which high waves, which we don't know if this is going to go east or west. Like, we don't know if it's going to hit here or hit here, go all the way to Hawaii, which that's expected to happen, to go here. But if this forces this formation to happen over here, it's going to go this way and hit that island. But what's most likely is the water is going to go under this, so this is going to follow up, and it's going to probably fall around and trust it. I know it sounds weird, but trust it, and it's going to hit Hawaii over here. But since Hawaii's such a small island, could possibly get close to California, which this is not going to happen, but, well, not going to happen, but it could, it's just a risk, but there's small craft, high waves there. Alright, that's tropical cyclone formation, but alright, that's enough with that. Alright, but something that's scary, what's this? It's not weather related, but it's local area emergency. So this is why it is. So what's happening with this? There's an explosive item up here, which are asking you to leave from this, because this is local area emergency. You can see shelter in place, explosive device in the area. The following message is explosive device reported in the area of Hawaii for now. Shelter in place now. Stay indoors, away from windows. Indoors, do not approach the area. Additional information will be provided by law enforcement. And yeah, just do not approach. This is just some law enforcement stuff and just the explosive island. Yeah, I know. Alaska. It's all covered by warnings. Warnings, warnings, warnings. Alright, before we get into all that, I know. Sorry, guys. Okay. But, yeah, Alaska's a snow place, so, yeah. Let's talk about some fire weather that is very effective. Starting with dry thunderstorms. This is expected to happen. This is gonna happen, but I don't think it's listed with the jet stream. Well, if we go to today, there's elevated and critical fire risks up here because it's very dry, 30 to 45 mile per hour winds and stuff. It's so dry on the air, and one little spark can spread around and cause a big wildfire. So there's freeze warning, but there's also a freeze warning which might stop this from happening. But there's also a red flag warning, which it can be so dry that it can stop that from happening. But the wind over here, but the wind from the, oh my god, okay. How do I get this off? Hold up. Oh, come on. Okay. There we go. Bro, oh my god, just come off, dude. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, but what's happening with this? Okay, let me take off radar, that's fine. What's happening with this is one little spark can spread around here. But since it's also so dry over here, there's a risk over here. It's a red flag warning. There's 45 mile per hour winds here, so this is more of a risk. But this, winter storm can kind of hit into over here and cause this to stop, but who knows? Alright, but if we get into day 2, which is tomorrow, gets a little more higher risk, same thing. This is probably going into the night. This is like 8, 9 a.m. But red flag, right along, just watch out. And then over here, it extends a little into the start of the northeast, but over there, yeah. But I mean, yeah, dude, that's pretty much everything. But, Alaska, we still gotta talk about that. So if we go all the way to Alaska, there's a lot of stuff. Alright, like a high surf advisory. There's pretty much the whole state of Alaska is almost covered by warnings, okay? So, one of the things we have to talk about is a blizzard on St. Lawrence Island. So there's expected to be a little blizzard here with a gale right around it, which this can blow right in your face and can blow in your face, and this might, you'll see winds blowing snow in your face. It's gonna be really cold and stuff. It's expected to hit over here. That's why there's so much winter storm warnings. But just watch out for this blizzard, because yeah, and gale and all of that. But if you're in here, watch out for this explosive item. Don't know why that's there, but that's pretty much all the weather talk for you guys. Let me just look anything else, but below average temperatures expected and stuff, so yeah. But yeah, just watch out for the next couple days. What are we looking at? Well, there's a little bit of a avalanche might happen over here. Just, we don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about some nice weather that's gonna happen just over here in the Northeast once all these storms stop. Day 2, even more nicer over there. Chicago's gonna get a nice day. Perfect day in there in Wisconsin. That's gonna be nice. Day 6. Perfect day down over there. Day 7, which is a week from today. It's gonna get pretty nice. I don't know why this is in the ocean, but why is this in the ocean? But yeah. And then the winter storms. There's a little bit of a probability. Alright, that's all the weather talk for you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Stay tuned the whole week because some things can happen. Some things might not happen. I'll see you guys in the next one.